Hi, Greg Bell of the News Tribune here at Seahawks headquarters. The first day of 2017 training camp, and the biggest news by far was top rookie draft pick Malik McDowell, the defensive tackle they had high hopes for this year. In an ATV accident, a league source who knows the situation back in his home in Michigan where McDowell remains confirmed to me that it was an ATV accident, first reported by NFL Network. Pete Carroll and the Seahawks not saying much about the injury. The Seahawks released a statement that a spokesman unusually read at the start of the post-practice press conferences today. Vaguely worded. It's because the family of McDowell did not give the Seahawks permission to say much more than they said, which was he was involved in a, quote, vehicular accident recently in Michigan. He remains back home and resting there. Carroll said that McDowell is no longer hospitalized, but the vagueness led to a lot of speculation on how seriously injured he might be. NFL Network reported that McDowell had a concussion and facial injuries. No confirmation of that. McDowell tweeted a statement right after the news broke to quell concerns that he might be out for the year or this might be a career-threatening injury. McDowell said, no, it's none of that. It's not career or season-threatening, and that he hopes to be rejoining the Seahawks here in the next couple days. Remaining unsaid as to when he will be able to get back on the field. In the meantime, the Seahawks signed a defensive tackle to take his place on the roster. He's officially on the reserved and not report list, but he can come back onto the active list whenever he gets there and would be ready to play. All of that, again, is still to be determined because Pete Carroll, when I asked him, will McDowell be able to play this season, or more accurately, I asked him, is there a possibility McDowell won't play this season? And the coach's quote was, I don't know. We don't know yet. On the field, the offensive line was different again today from what it was in minicamp last month, and this is something I think is going to happen all preseason long. Odeabushi, the veteran they signed in the offseason, was the starting right guard today. It had been Mark Lewinsky, the left guard last season, was the right guard all offseason. Today it was Ibushi with Jermaine Ifedi outside him at tackle. Justin Britt was back at center. The left guard was Reese Odiambo because Luke Jokel, as he was in minicamp, was limited during team drills. Jokel, they signed in the offseason for $7 million guaranteed. Still getting a little bit of an easing in period, coming off of knee surgery in October. The left tackle was, as it was in the minicamps, George Fant, last year's starter as an undrafted college football player. Suffice to say, this offensive line issue is going to be almost a daily roulette of who's starting where and who's playing where and who's backing up where. Lewinsky was the backup #2 right guard today behind Odeabushi. Wouldn't read a ton into that other than the fact that this is, as I said, it's going to be a long process. The play of the day out here in front of about 2,400 fans in this bright sunshine was Doug Baldwin streaking into the end zone right here. Went right past Richard Sherman early in the team drills in the early part of practice and caught a dart-like throw from Russell Wilson for a touchdown and a very star-studded play. David Moore made a really nice catch here in this corner of the end zone, and later in that drill, Moore, the 7th-round pick from East Central Oklahoma, Division II wide receiver, trying to make the team in a very crowded position right now. That position is going to get more crowded when Tyler Lockett comes off the PUP list. Pete Carroll said that's going to happen sooner than later. Lockett started camp on the PUP list as a precaution, but of course he broke his leg on Christmas Eve and that lost to Arizona last season. The Seahawks and Pete Carroll thinking that Lockett's going to be back soon from that, and it doesn't sound like a long-term thing at all. The PUP list participant or listee that we probably could have predicted was Deshaun Shedd, and he's on there from his knee injury and surgery in January's playoff loss in Atlanta. Shedd may be on the PUP list to start the season. Matter of fact, I'm expecting him to be. A player that is on the PUP list to start training camp are the only ones eligible to be starting the regular season on PUP list. So that was the possibility now Shedd has. If you're on the PUP list to start the beginning of the regular season, that's 6 weeks before you can come back, and that remains a distinct possibility for him. Rookie Justin Senior was on the PUP list. Undisclosed injury for the offensive tackle draft pick, late round draft pick from Mississippi State. On the non-football injury list, Dion Jordan, the former #3 overall pick of Miami, pass rusher from the University of Oregon a few years ago. He's yet to practice with the Seahawks. He had clean-up knee surgery in the offseason in the spring. Carroll said he doesn't know when Jordan's going to be able to get on the field, and in the meantime, Marcus Smith, a pass-rushing outside linebacker end type, Seahawks are listing him at end, who signed this weekend, was on the field as the #2 strong side linebacker behind Terrence Garvin today. Smith is a former #1 pick of Philadelphia who only had 4 sacks in 3 seasons with the Eagles. Russell Wilson said he's 6 pounds lighter than he was this time last year, reporting to camp, 208 pounds. You may have read about his off-season regimen and personal trainers and dietitians, and he said he's working toward longevity. And he doesn't want a repeat of last year's injury-filled season that hampered his ability to run all year and caused him to gain weight during the year. We asked him, why 25 years is your goal to play? No quarterback has played 25 years in the NFL, and he said, well, I always aim high. The Seahawks will be back on the practice field tomorrow. We are expecting more word here in the next couple days about Malik McDowell, if the Seahawks can get some permission from the family to disclose more, or if McDowell does show up. But again, we're not sure when the top rookie pick is going to be on the field. Thanks for watching. I'll be here all summer on the News Tribune.